Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Love and Marriage Huntsville. So this episode started where it left off last time, where Wanda was at the party setting it off. She came in on 10 like, yep, I heard y'all was talking about my baby. I'm gonna start with you, Kimmy, and was setting it off. So Kimmy was like, what we're not finna do is come up in here with the B word and all this other stuff. And even her son was like, what we not finna do is that. Like, you ain't finna come in here and come for my mama. And you know Kimmy don't need no help. And I'm still lost as to why she invited her anyway. I don't understand why y'all keep inviting this heifer to stuff. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Miss Wanda, you have enough going on in your personal life that you should not have time to even be on this show unless they are showing you in a light where you're taking care of children, your grandbabies. You need to deal with your marriage because you have a legal and binding marriage, and then got a whole boyfriend, I have a whole side dude. You need to get that resolved. Absolve that. Get that squared away. Get the divorce or whatever you need to do. Because obviously y'all ain't together. Like, what is the point of that? Fix that. And then it's like the married man ain't enough. The side dude ain't enough. These married men, side heifers and side dudes and all this, it don't even make no sense. You got that mess going on. Then one or two of your children, at least, have children that you have custody of. What is that about? When y'all gonna, since you want to tell all this business, since you want to worry about business, put that out there. What is the issue? Why, of you of all people, with all the drama and foolishness you got going on, how is the state of Alabama seeing that you are fit enough to be the one that the grandchildren are in full custody care of at all times? I'm just asking from a social worker standpoint. I'm just asking. It's just crazy to me. It's like, what is we doing? What is the reason? What's going on with your children that they ain't got custody of their own kids? What's going on here? What is it? You have so much other stuff you need to focus on and get up at your daughter. Your daughter does not have a backbone, apparently. That is what has always been going on here. So that's why she politely sits back and is very, Mom, you shouldn't do that. Barely speaking because her mama is very loud and bold and telling all the business and setting it off on behalf of her daughter. And it's like, just stop. Like, please, you have so many other things you could be focused on. If you was focused on your own business, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But that's the only way she gonna keep the money rolling in. That's the only way the checks gonna keep coming in from him, not just from this show, from him, the husband, her son-in-law and her daughter. That's the only way the checks gonna keep coming in. So for her, that's the main child who has the most money coming in. So let me stay in their business so they can keep funneling money to me at this point. I said what I said. So anyway, Marceau then went into another room to get away from all of the catty stuff that's going on, talking to his brother, and was like, she bringing information to my wife and she is setting up all these traps and trying to ruin my family. And the thing is, I'm going on a trip. I mean, even slid in the fact that he going on the Atlanta trip. And he like, his brother looking like, Maurice looking like, you might need to let that simmer down for a while and talk to your wife about it and ask her. He was like, ask her for what? Ask her what? Your wife just came to you and was boohoo crying because of what her mama came to her and told her that she had heard. Because you ain't been on social media to see for yourself that your husband somewhere in a hotel room allegedly with his back turned because these people, these side heifers got tired of being quiet. These side heifers are tired and they're like, you ain't finna sit up here and make it seem like you ain't doing something, sir. You doing things out here, which I've been telling y'all since season 1. That's why when all that stuff came out about Martell, I was very shocked. Out of all of them, Marceau has always been number 1 on my hit list of thinking that that's who was out here thotting and bopping. Not none of the other ones. Not really. It's always been him. Like leaps and bounds further out ahead than everybody else. So I'm just like, child, it is what it is. But don't try to make it seem like, all these outsiders. Now he trying to, y'all, his situation has become so bigger than life and has taken on a bigger personality that it has in seasons past, that now he's trying to play this role like, now let me be like, okay, wait a minute, let me put on my acting hat. Let me put my acting hat on real quick. Okay. Oh, now I'm so distraught by y'all trying to come in here and destroy my marriage. Now he trying to act like he's so distraught, and how dare you? Y'all, I can't. Anyway, so we end up seeing Melody at her house, and her mama came by because Melody is actually getting ready for her skincare line um relaunch, because she changed the name and all this other stuff. And like, I think it has expanded a lot as well. And so, she asked her mama what she thought about the packaging and all the pictures and stuff. And she was like, I like everything for the most part. I like the picture that you have right now. There was a picture that she had up that showed like side booty and all this other stuff. And so she was like, I mean, because she was like, well, what picture didn't you like? Because she's trying to understand, because she's been like fully clothed. It ain't showing nothing. Her mama didn't like some picture that was like showing side booty. And so Melody was in the confessional like, I mean, it's a skincare line. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with showing a little bit of skin. So, it is what it is. But Val said what she said. So anyway, she was like, well, I understand that you plan on changing your name back and all this other stuff. Have you told the kids? What did they think about it? And she was like, yeah, I told the kids. And I explained to them that sometimes things don't work out and that I'm changing my name back. And they seem to understand it is what it is. So the event is coming up later on in this episode. They're going to go over it. And it is what it is. So then we end up seeing Tiffany and Kimmy meet up. So they talking, because y'all know Tiffany ended up leaving early from the housewarming because her child had some kind of sporting event. And so she was like, well, how did everything go after we left? And so she was like, I mean, everything was going okay at first, but then it went left because Destiny and Stormy, they didn't see eye to eye. Pulled them to the side. They both were willing to speak, and then it went left, and it continued to go left. And these conversations are not working. And if they keep on having these type of conversations, it's going to continue to go left. It's going to go really, really bad. So she's trying to understand, like, why can't the women come together? And I'm like, girl, are they ever going to really come together? Like, at this point, it is what it is. So, of course, Tiffany brings up the fact that her husband wants her to spend more time with him, and she wants another child. She wants to have a baby with him. And so she was like, well, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, if you already can't find no time for your husband right now, how you think you're going to find the time when you have a baby? And so in her mind, she kind of making it seem like she going to find it. She was talking about how Melody was going to go with her to Utah, Alabama to help find her dad and all this other stuff. And so that's a process. And at the end of this particular scene, she was like, I don't really care about the girls trip type of situations. And Kimmy said she ain't really here for it either. Like the girls trips and all that stuff. Now I'm different on that, because like, even if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I feel like you should have that balance. You go spend time with your friends, and you definitely have your time alone with your significant other. Like, but that's just where we differ. It is what it is. So it is what it is. Let's see what else. So then we end up seeing Martell on a Zoom call with someone who is going to be tutoring him, and hopefully he'll be able to pass his builder's license examination this time. And, they wanted to know if he's motivated by something, especially if you're actually motivated and you have great motivation that's behind you, then more than likely you will pass. You know what I'm saying? That gives you a better, chance at passing. And so, he explained how in the past the wife had it, now they're not together. And then he's, always had to find other people who had it in order for him to do it. And he wants to be able to have it and not have to depend on anybody else. So that is what it is. We're going to see what happens. Well, the event is upon us. And yes, God, to Bondi Blue, looking good. And I was like, okay then, because I was expecting to see them actually put her name on the screen, and they didn't. And I was like, production, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? And I mean, apparently Melody reached out to her and sent her an invite, and she was there. So it's like, or the actual network, somebody sent her an invite and she was there. And of course, I'm friends with her on Facebook, Bondi, and I follow her on Instagram. So I saw the pictures. I liked the pictures back when it happened. And so I already knew that she was there, but I didn't know that she was I saw her several times. Several times. You could hear her clearly, all of that. At this point, they should have just put a mic on Bondi. I'm just saying. And like at one point in time when she was talking, when she was talking to Kimmy, Kimmy was like, I'm gonna have to talk to you before you leave. And I'm like, no. So anyway, then, let's get back to the show. So Stormy came and rolled up and everybody wanted to know what was going on and how you doing. And so it was her, Tiffany, and Kimmy, and they were talking. And she was like, well, the whole Galentine's thing went sideways. Destiny over here doing what she doing and said what she said. Like, I don't know about her. I'm like, child, that's a mess. So then we see Kiki pop up. So she rolled up, and then Stormy was walking by. So she was like, hey, Stormy. And I was just like, ooh, child, girl, at this point, you could have just kept walking the way that she looked at her and halfway hugged her. Shoot, it would have been better off if she had just went on ahead and walked by. And so she wanted to try to have a one-on-one conversation with her. It was like, I heard there were things that were said, like, what's going on? And she was just like, I don't know you like that. And so she was like, you might not remember me. I'm Tisha's cousin. She was like, yeah, okay, I kind of remember. And so she was like, I don't really know Stormy like that. I met her like once. And so she was just like, yeah, Stormy was just on some, I see how you move with your cousin. If you treat your own cousin like that, I ain't really got nothing for you. So she paid her dust. She was just like, I hear you, but I don't really care. Don't really care what you're talking about. So Melody's mama was basically introducing Melody, and she was telling everybody she reintroduced her brand. She, repackaged it and all this other stuff. She named it 7th Avenue because that's the street that she grew up on. The whole background and everything looked beautiful. She actually had somebody to come up and demonstrate how the milk bath works, and somebody did a demonstration of a face product that you put on. It was it was a really nice event. So then we saw, y'all better keep on zooming in on Bondi. I was getting my line like, yes, Bondi. But anyway, we end up seeing Kiki pulling Kimmy to the side, and Kimmy was like, do we really have, like, is this mandatory? She was like, it's not mandatory, but I feel like it's necessary. So they went off to the side somewhere and they were talking. And so she was like, some things were happening. I don't understand what's going on. I don't want anything to be misconstrued. And she was just like, I mean, there's nothing to misconstrue. It was on camera. You said what you said. It is what it is. And I'm just like, girl, I don't understand. And then Kimmy was saying the same thing we're all saying, like, girl, ain't nobody never seen you at no events. How you all of a sudden, you in and not a cousin out? Like, that's the only thing that makes sense to us. Like, girl, you ain't never been at no events. So she was like, no, I'm tired of everybody saying that. I just got sick of how it was. I always been cool with Melody. I ain't never had no issues with her. And I just got sick of the drama. The drama and stuff ain't got nothing to do with me. And so I was just like, I'm not going to let that stop me from coming to events no more and whatever. And Kimmy was just like, I've been here for 4 years. I've never seen you at any events until now. Like, girl, like, we not just saying this for no reason. And I was like, Kimmy, you are my spirit animal. Like, us Aquarians, I'm just saying, let me stop. Let me not even get on that. But yeah, she was just like, girl. And then, like, she was just trying to act like she didn't understand. It's like, girl, whether or not the information that was being spoken at the event was true or rumor or whatever, you were the one the loudest in the room who was talking about it. Matter of fact, like, you really was talking about it, but you're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, I mean, I didn't mean it in a malicious way. It was just, girl, you're doing a lot. You was doing a lot. It is what it is. Kimmy ain't here for her like that. And it's like, girl, I love her. And I feel like the way you came at me in that moment was, girl, let me tell you what my cousin did. And you felt like maybe because we weren't on the best of terms in that moment that maybe I was going to be on your side and be like, oh, okay, then, so what's going on? What happened? Like, and I'm not on that. I love her. That's my sister-in-law. And I mean, it is what it is. But I was not going to be here for all of that. So then moving right along, we end up seeing Marceau, Letitia, Maurice, and Kimmy all meet up because they haven't met up like couples dates type situation since they went to their brother's house. And that was intervention of sorts or whatever. And so Marceau just be coming to places like, oh, he be looking like almost hobo-ish. Like, I just like, look at this restaurant. Everybody dressed up and you just looking like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like, what is going on? Like, he got a suit jacket on, but I feel like if he had took the beanie off, like, maybe, I don't, who am I? Maybe that's some fashion I don't know about. Because he looking like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like, it looked like somebody pulled him into the building while he was in the middle of doing something else. He was at a whole nother function and they just snatched him, put him in the car and drove him over there as quickly as possible. I don't understand. Because he got a suit jacket on, but I'm just like, take the beanie off. Like that, I don't know. I think that's what's distracting me. So anyway, they talking, they haven't linked up in a while, and it just is what it is. So they're trying to break the ice a little bit. And of course, they brought up her mama doing the most at the place. And I'm just like, yet again, why was she invited? She is not related to Jalen. And every time she's been at an event, like, I'm sorry, if I had been Jalen, I would have been like, first of all, for real, who all on the list? Because if she would have actually told him who was on the list, even if she wouldn't have said who was on the list, I'd been like, Mom, is Miss Wanda on the list? She can't come. That's my request out of everybody. I would have preferred Melody and Martell to be there in the same room, even though they're not really supposed to be, than for Wanda to be there. Because as you see what has happened, every time this heifer comes somewhere, she got to start something. You want to be starting something. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not going to stop. Not Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Kusa, or whatever everybody else say. The words of the song are as follows. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not going to stop. I'm sorry. I tell people that as often as I can. But I'm just saying, Miss Wanda always doing the most. There was no reason for her to be there. She is not related to this man. Like, I mean, I would understand if he was related to one of the people. She's not related to the step parent. She's not related to the actual blood related parent. Why is she there? She's not a good family friend. None of that. I'm just like, I understand, Kimmy, that you're trying to be on good terms with this heifer, but no. Let that have been an event of yours. Just let it have been an event of yours, and then you tested it out there. But your son's housewarming party, I don't understand why she was there. But it is what it is. Ultimately, she was just like, look, what y'all got going on? Because like, we ain't met up in a while. And so Marceau, like I said, he trying to act like, oh, she's coming for my family. And it's not outsiders. It's her mom doing this. And da-da-da-da. And her cousin saying stuff. And da-da-da-da. And like I said, he really trying to act like he is just so, now I'm going to be vocal about it now all of a sudden. After all this time, I'm going to ignore everybody. I'm going to ignore all of y'all. Even though these are heinous rumors, I'm going to ignore every single last one of y'all. You went from I'm saying nothing, I am a mime, I'm going to ignore every single last one of y'all to when your wife came over there, rolled up on you crying in her feelings because every time she look up, there's a new rumor. All of this coming on. The fact that she has to tell herself, let me get off social media so I don't see something else pop off, because I'm pretty sure that's what it is, no matter what she wants to lead the world to believe. The fact that she got to do all that, you do too much in your life, sir. But anyway, now he got to put on this acting role, put on his actor's hat and try to act like he's just so, oh my gosh, my family. Now these people are coming for my family. Sir, please stop. The Atlanta trip coming. And, you know, at this point, it's like, you still ain't told Tisha about it. I wonder if you're going to tell her the day before and try to play it like, oh, ain't nothing really going on like that. But he was just like, yeah, her mama did all of this and came and told Tisha about it and got her upset, which in turn is going to upset the kids. And da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, sir, stop trying to act like you are just so all about your family. And she's sitting there like, that's my man. That's my man. That's my man. And I'm just like, girl, the people that you be living for, they be right in your face, play it in your face, and you just be here for it. Child, her family members gonna be coming from out of nowhere. It just becomes more and more family members each time, and I am tired. The little preview for next time had me crying. I was like, oh, look at the family members trying to act like they're here for. How much they paid them to come in this scene? I can't. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I am doing one more recap review today, I think. And then I'm going to do a thoughts post, and then I'm going to be done. I'm going to go somewhere and sit down and try to enjoy other stuff that ain't got nothing to do with these recap reviews. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Thumbs up, please. Subscribe to my channel. Let's talk about it down in the comment section. Bye.